"Well, I reckon that about ties a knot in it," Casey Tubbs announced as he joined the little group of 8 men sprawled on their bedrolls around the chuck wagon. "Any coffee left in that pot, Smiley?" "Yeah," Smiley said, and poured a cup for him. Like the rest of the crew, Smiley was anxious to hear what Casey had found out when he went to look for Ronald Dorsey. They had driven the last of the 2,000 cows into the holding pens at the Abilene rail yards. Dorsey, a lawyer for Whitmore Brothers Cattle Company, was responsible for collecting the money when the cattle were sold. He was also the man who would pay the crew their wages. "Did you find Dorsey?" Smiley asked. "Yep, I found him," Casey said. "Well, what did he say?" Eli Doolin asked impatiently. "When are we going to get paid?" "He said he figured it all up, and we owe the company money for our horses and such," Casey said. "Damn it, Casey," Eli said. "When's he going to pay us?" Eli, along with Casey, was one of the older cowhands for Whitmore Brothers. The two of them had been working cattle together for so long that each one knew when the other was joking. The rest of the crew, all but 2, were young men in their teens, anxiously waited to hear what Casey had found out. Dorsey said the payroll was deposited in the First Cattlemen's Bank under each man's name. We have to go to the bank to draw our money out, and the damn bank's closed now, so we'll have to wait till tomorrow morning to get our money." His statement was met with a chorus of groans and complaints. Every man was eager to have money in his pocket tonight. It had not been a particularly long drive, but every drive was hard work, pushing ornery cows across a dusty prairie, driving them all day, watching them all night. The pay was $40 a month, so a drive this short wouldn't put much money in their pockets. It had only taken a couple of days longer than 2 months, but it was enough time for them to want to see the elephant and ride home broke but happy after a night in Abilene. Eli got up from his blanket and walked over to talk to Casey. "Why the hell didn't he just hold the payroll and pay us tonight? They've always paid us before," he said to him. "All the years before this, when John Whitmore was running things, we got our money the same time he got his." "Well, this year, thanks to the way Mr. Dorsey handles it, we'll rest up tonight so we can light up Abilene tomorrow, good and proper. You still got grub to cook on that wagon, don't you, Smiley?" "I sure do," Smiley said. "And I'm supposed to get some money to feed us on the way back home." "There you go, boys," Eli declared. "You'll have a good meal in your belly on top of a good night's rest when you attack Abilene tomorrow." He looked then at Davy Springer, youngest of the crew at the age of 15, and this his first cattle drive. "This way you'll be able to brag about it when you get back home. You can tell 'em you didn't spend all the little bit of money you made until the second night you were in Abilene." Still looking directly at Davy, he said, "You'd best be careful if you fancy one of those little gals that makes her living gazing at the ceiling. You reach in your pocket, and her hand will already be in there, counting your change."